You know that gift that you really, really wanted but couldn't have unless you waited? It's sort of like when you landed your first job and had to wait all month to get your first paycheck. You remember what that wait was like? Yeah. And that's the way life is. Some things you will have to wait for. It takes time, it takes patience. But in an age where anything goes and everything is instant, why should young Kenyans wait to have sex at all? Why? We live out loud with Nicole Njuguna in a matter of moments on why waiting is not a bad thing, because it's really, really, really worth the wait. Hello and welcome to Sheila Lives Out Loud. My name is Sheila Mwanyega and I'm so thrilled you found this channel. Remember to click subscribe and hit notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. If you see something on this channel that means something beautiful to you and can inspire someone else, please share. It's okay. We don't mind. And we are at the Westwood Hotel, all set to have a conversation on why it's worth the wait with Nicole Njuguna. Nicole, hey.
Hi.
How you doing, girl?
I'm good.
You're looking awesome.
Thank you.
Nicole, you're only 19 and you represent an entire generation that's just cleared high school and they're living life fast and furious, like all the things that you couldn't access when you were locked behind the high school doors. Ta-da! But you're saying stop, wait. You set up a Facebook page and a foundation that's called Worth the Wait. Let's have a chat about that. Where was that from?
So Worth the Wait began as simply what I see happening around me, what I see happening to people my age. People are having careless sex left, right, and center, and it's just not right, you know. At the beginning, the idea was just to tell other young girls to not have sex, but I realized you can't tell the ladies only, you also need to tell the men. So I decided, okay, let's do this. And for me, Facebook was the first account that I actually set up for Worth the Wait because I could access a greater audience. I don't only talk to young people in high school, I also talk to people below 30 because those are youth. Those are the people who are engaging in premarital sex. So Facebook, because it offers a huge variety of an audience, and Instagram also because now that's where all the youngin has gone to, you know. So that's
you are exactly where the young and hip are, and it's not just young and hip. It's just the way things change. And young people the world over are the trendsetters. They decide this is where we're going. And there's no denying that social media is an extremely important tool in communicating, in networking, in conducting business, and also in educating and informing anybody and everybody about something that they need to be aware of. Now, it's one thing to say, please wait. But on what authority are you going to ask people to not wait? Where does this come from? What is it that you have experienced that has made you think, you know what, guys, if nothing else, I'm going to tell you to wait because I know better. Wait.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
I normally wish I'd have waited to have sex in marriage, you know. But once milk is poured, that's it. So, like, just wait. And the first instruction that God has given us is to wait for sex in marriage. In Genesis, when God talks about Adam, he didn't say Adam and his girlfriend. He said Adam and his wife. Why? Sex is only for marriage. So that's the first moral backing that you have. Again, there's so many benefits that come out of waiting. If you just simply keep yourself together, I would say when I began practicing sexual purity, that is when I got aligned to my purpose. That is when I knew exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in life. So I would say wait, simply practice sexual purity, and sexual purity also teaches you patience, you know. It teaches you so much patience. I do not know how, but it teaches you patience, and you're able to relate the same thing to all other spheres of your life, which contributes to success. I would honestly say, since the day I began practicing sexual purity, everything else in my life just aligned itself the way it should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
In speaking about sexual purity, something happened to you to change direction, because you obviously were on the other side, and then somewhere along the way you said, maybe this is not the place for me, and I'm going to make the shift towards a more pure lifestyle, so to say. What happened there? What made you switch gears?
The transition came about after I got a little infection. I just got a little bit sick on a Friday evening, and I went home, took painkillers. Saturday morning, same thing, didn't subside. Sunday, I was a bit better. On Monday, I just decided I'm gonna go and get seen. So I went and got seen, and the doctor just told me, you're having, I can't remember what name he gave me, but it was just a biological name. And to cut the long story short, it was just a sexually transmitted infection. And I couldn't believe it, because I was just like, at 19?
Yeah.
Actually, I was 18 at the time.
Yeah.
At 18, these are not some of the issues that I should be dealing with. These are not the problems I should be handling. And for me, that's how the way it was born. And out of my experience, I just wished I'd tell another girl, because I knew so many other girls were having the same experience, you know. And that was what brought about the transition for me.
And it makes a lot of sense. You know, when you have been through the fire and you say, it's not worth it.
Exactly.
Don't touch this, guys.
Exactly.
You understand why you're saying it.
Yeah.
Because you know what that worry was, what that fear was. You know, I speak to a lot of younger women your age, and I ask them what their biggest concerns and their biggest fears in life are. And for so many, it breaks my heart when they're not thinking about sexually transmitted infections. When the biggest concerns they have is, I may fall pregnant. You don't fall pregnant, you get pregnant, you engage, you know, you're very aware of what's happening.
Of what you're doing.
And if your biggest fear is getting pregnant, there's so many other things you need to be worried about. You should be thinking far bigger things.
Sadly, that's what people our age think. Like for young girls my age, you'd rather not get pregnant, but you don't think about the numerous other effects.
Yes, like HIV/AIDS. And you know, numbers within that young age group between 15 to 24 are back on the rise again.
On infections of HIV and other STDs.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree completely.
Okay.
And again, people don't stop to think of the psychological effects that you would have. I keep on telling people, you don't have contraceptives for your heart.
But now the question I've got for you concerns the people who are following you, the people who you interact with. What's that like? What's the response been?
Okay, it's been good and bad. But the good ones tell it straight to me on my face. The bad ones just
What are the
say
bad
it
ones
outside
about?
where-
Like, why would you? What is the bad like? Just one. You don't have to, you know, tell us all of them. It's like, what would be? I'm just sitting here thinking, what would be so bad about trying to tell somebody, don't get in trouble? How can I spin that and make that bad?
You know, you get to be labeled as, you know, how watu wenye wanapenda tu. I can't figure it out, but what I'm trying to say is someone just asked me, unafikira tusipopata kwako tutapata kwa wengine, and I was just like, oh my God, what?
Okay.
You know, but it's all good. There's the good and the bad that comes with everything. So
okay, so that's the bad. And you know what? Leave those out, because
completely,
if that's what they're going to bring to the table in terms of I have thrown a stone. It's okay.
Yeah.
We can live with that. But what is the good? Because there's so much more that is good and worth talking about.
Oh, wow. It has been really great. So many people have been open about it. So many people have agreed to share the struggle. So many people have come to me and said, you know what, Nicole, I'm really appreciative of what you're doing, because honestly, I'm struggling. At times, I'm just doing my normal duties and someone DMs me, Nicole, you know what? And I just have to stop and respond to that person. And that is what makes my heart happy. So many people are realizing that this is a problem that needs to be sorted, and they're really working hard on it, because honestly, abstinence is not easy. I also struggle with it, you know. So many guys have been open and appreciative about it, and they're supportive, and I can only thank God.
Looking at the future, you've only just started. You're living life. You're here with plans, with goals, with dreams, with ambitions. What do you want to happen with worth the wait? Where do you see yourself in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 even?
My first main goal is I want to work in Kenya. I want to first of all talk to the various people in Kenya and tell them to wait. After I'm done going all over Kenya now, I can go to other places worldwide and tell them the importance of waiting. In 5 years, it's going to be a big, big thing, honestly, because I want to be the change that this generation needs. I want to make that revolution. So in 5 years, it's going to be great. I'll give you a call and tell you about it. I will be right there
with you, girl. I've been fighting the power with you.
In 5 years, I intend to have gone so far worldwide. Yeah, because
I believe you will.
I don't want to only work in Kenya. I don't want to work with the young people in Kenya. I want to work with young people in various other countries, because the issues that we face as young people here in Kenya are the same issues they're facing out there, and probably even more.
Yeah, that's true. In closing, I'd like us to touch a little bit about stigma, because when you think about STIs, they come with a certain level of stigma. I mean, the fear is pregnancy. Oh, no pregnancy. But then, there's this whole thing of being bold enough to say, guys, part of the reason why you need to hear this is because this could happen to you. Have you faced any kind of stigma?
It doesn't come openly. You just see it in how people react to you at times. Yeah. But I would say not so much. The only people who have given me stigma are those who really want to remain in the same place. Those who haven't realized that it's a challenge yet. But I wouldn't say I have faced stigma. Definitely I have had my good times and my bad times about it. But no, not that much.
And you will keep powering through.
I'll keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because this is not something that is in me as an individual. This is something that God has put to me to deliver to the rest of the world.
And you must carry your mandate.
Exactly.
Rain or shine.
Completely.
Nicole, thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
To share your journey and to share your passion. She is on Facebook. I'm telling you, social media is where it's at. If you're watching this and you're not online, I don't know how else I'm going to tell you that this is where the conversations that matter are unfolding. And on this channel, well, you get to see even more. We are going to give you more details and links. We're going to post those on my social media sites so that you can get connected to Worth the Wait and find out a little bit more about Nicole Njuguna. She's so wonderful. You are so wonderful.
Thank you.
I better stop talking about you in third person. You're right here with me. Please keep us posted and updated on what's happening. And when you have different outreach programs and things like that, we'll always be there for you.
I would appreciate it. I would love to save a soul or two.
We are there with you in the fight.
Thank you.
It's all about authenticity and just doing the right thing, because it's worth the wait. Remember to click subscribe if you haven't already, and hit notifications so you don't miss on our next episode and every other episode. We sign off from the Westwood Hotel. Live out loud in everything that you do. Bye for now.
Bye.